Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. I'm joined with Brianna Wing. She is the director of a new upcoming film, Axe Women, the Modern Lumberjill. This is a film described as an exploration of the intersection of feminism and athleticism through the lens of female timber sports athletes or lumberjills. Brianna, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me. This is great. I'm excited to talk about the movie because I'm very passionate about it. And also I'm a Maine native, so that's how I first got introduced to the sport. I grew up in Maine, and then I went to college in California to study film and television, and I kept getting these videos from my family of my future sister-in-law throwing axes and competing in these Woodsman's Field Day events. And I was like, what the heck is going on?
For the Axe Women?
Yeah, and she's a teammate of the Axe Women Loggers of Maine.
Right, who we've had on the show before, so you'll recognize them. They live amongst us here in Maine.
They're amazing, and truly, so I started getting involved with this community, so I flew back to Maine with my cinematographer, and I was like, we gotta go figure out what's going on. Indiana Underhill, she's producing, and she's a cinematographer, she's amazing. And so we came back for a week and we started getting to know the community and the women, and we met Alyssa, and we got to meet a lot of the athletes, and I was just blown away because like they are so empowering and inspiring, and you know, they are doctors, lawyers, CEOs, like veterinarians, librarians, full-time moms, managing it all.
But it's fierce competition too.
Right. So they're doing this sport on the weekends and evenings, training that borders survival like skills, but it's rooted in like New England and global logging history. So it's this beautiful heritage sport that's been passed down through generations. And
women are keeping it alive.
Exactly, right? And so, you know, as women, I always think we have such a full plate too, but also a lot of these women learned it from their fathers too. So it's this beautiful intersection of what is an athlete, what is feminism, what is a woman, but also it's like a community sport. There's men and women and they all help each other out.
And it's right here in Maine, so you're filming part of it here in Maine, but what's next? You're not done filming yet, right? You're going all around the country, right?
Exactly, yeah. So we started in Maine at the Freiburg Fair, and you know, all of our athletes have training, like they have targets in their backyard, so we started doing interviews at their home, you know, in Ellsworth, to Wales, to everywhere. But the more I learned, the more I was put in contact with lumberjills in British Columbia, Wisconsin, Nebraska, Vermont, New York, Massachusetts, New Hampshire. So it started in Maine, and then the more women I met, it grew to, you know, New England, and then it grew all over the country. And then I thought, gosh, this is, you know, a slice of Americana that's in everybody's backyard, but nobody knows about it. And how do people not know about it? Because also, you know, lumberjills, the first use of the word started back in World War II during pivotal wartime contributions. And so I'm reading about the history of these lumberjills in the war, and they're experiencing a lot of parallel emotions that these modern athletes of today that I'm meeting in Maine are having. And it just blew my mind. So quickly it turned into this, you know, it started as a short film I was going to do based out of Maine about these incredible athletes, but these Maine athletes inspired me to tell a greater story. So we're currently actively fundraising to continue filming all over the country.
Wow, so it's a documentary.
Yes, exactly. A high octane documentary, because I love a good adrenaline rush, and I love being entertained, and I also work in narrative filmmaking. So I love going to the movies to see action. I love great needle drop moments, you know, with a great soundtrack. So I really want this to be an immersive experience for audiences to feel like the, you know, wood chopping, the sawdust spraying, the chainsaws going, because like, I was so blessed to have the opportunity to last year be on the competition field at one of the events with a lot of these women. And, you know, they're wearing the ear muffs for the ear protection and like sawdust, and you're dirty, and it's awesome. And that's how I want the movie to feel. So it's a documentary.
It's empowering.
Yes, exactly. And so the potential, I think, for future generations, especially young men and women, but especially young women, to be like, I can do that.
Yeah.
I want to get outdoors,
and that's
get
what
healthy.
Alyssa told me too. She was like, you can come join us anytime. She's the owner of the Axe Women Loggers of Maine.
Yes.
And we couldn't have her on today. She's traveling, doing this stuff. But we'll speak with her soon. But hey, it looks like we're running out of time. If folks want to learn more, where can they go?
Yes, so they can go to axewomenfilm.com, and they can watch our sizzle reel that we're using to fundraise. And right at the top, there's a donate button. So if they want to make a tax-deductible tax-deductible donation. They can contribute there to help to support the film, support our mission, support female empowerment and environmental stewardship. So
this is very exciting. I'm getting chills for you guys.
Thank you so
congratulations.
much. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Of course. We'll send it over to weather.